The topic for the 5th course is the difference between porn and sex addiction. Sex and porn addiction have similar neurophysiological mechanisms behind it, but these two are different. The obvious difference is that one involves real-life activities, and the other one happens through pixels. Both of these work to serve the same function, and that is to, in a rather subversive way, by temporarily giving relief to sexual urges. Then again, porn addiction happens to be a subset of sex addiction, where people suffering from sex addiction also resort to porn usage whenever they need it. But if we're talking porn addiction, then they move away from sex with real-life partners. They prefer masturbating to their favorite porn clips and don't bother with much else. That's a situation when it's very difficult to go out and arrange for sexual encounters. Major differences between these two forms of addiction lies in the motivations that drive each of these. When it comes to porn addiction, the person suffering from it is looking for an escape from some stressor. They found porn, enjoyed it initially, and now is hooked to it. Wherein it becomes a reflexive action, and as soon as they get triggered by the stressor, they go to porn to escape that, and it keeps getting worse each time. Usually, the stressors that they're trying to avoid involves their partner or things they are forced to put up with. So, this involves a degree of antisocial behavior. On the other hand, sex addiction puts the person in a situation when having sex with normal frequency is far from enough. That automatically makes the attraction to one sexual partner become feeble, leading to promiscuous behavior. This can lead to a very unstable life for the person, at least as it comes to their relationships with the opposite sex, as well as anybody else. The common thing between porn addiction and sex addiction is some kind of emotional trauma in early life. This is what leads to the compulsive behavior, both directly and indirectly. But commonalities are much fewer when you take at the number of differences in their degrees. Sex addiction gets a person into a position when the feeling that they get from having sex isn't fulfilling to them. But the only way they see fit to cure that, is to do more of the same thing. In case of porn addiction, the person is more fascinated with the idea of having sex than sex itself. They want to avoid all the other things that come with having sex, and only want to get stimulated. As usual, they don't find it to be enough for them and keep watching porn and masturbating to it compulsively. The means for responding to the urges of sex addiction is also limited, as it involves other people which the person doesn't get to control. But when it comes to porn, it's an infinite ocean, and there won't be any shortage of stimulating videos. The person who is addicted to having sex, in situations when they realize that sex won't be available to them, resort to porn. But then again, there are rock stars, athletes and celebrities and the like who have a lot more access to sexual partners than the average Joe. They get into serious issues with sex addiction due to the availability factor. But porn addiction, although not that common, is still there among them, think Terry Crews, Lamar Odom etc. So, the bottom line is that just like any other compulsive behavior, both sex addiction and porn addiction can be problematic. Even though they are different, they can hurt you equally where it'll hurt the most for you. Thank you for watching.